I think we lost, you know, the reality of what was happening. The fact of the matter is that the president was speaking to the nation on something which had gripped, you know, the country's attention, and he needed to clarify. And to me, I saw nothing more than that. I mean, you know, the president saying is appointing an acting president, when indeed, under the Constitution, he does not need to appoint. The deputy president becomes an acting president automatically whenever the president is away or incapacitated. What the media ought to have interrogated is really this idea of appointment going into the future. How would it work? What if the president were to be unable to execute his functions for incapacity? Who would be there to appoint the acting, you know, deputy president to be acting president? I mean, it is a serious thing, because when he's incapacitated, he cannot issue a gazette, he cannot make appointment. What would happen? Was the president saying that then we would have no acting president? I think it was too much drama for the supporters of the deputy president, and I think the president actually undermined the deputy president by signifying to the nation that it was him giving the deputy president a power the people of Kenya already gave the deputy president to act.
But Mheshimiwa, I'm not a lawyer like yourself, but that Article 147.3 that the president appeared to have relied on, actually, in addition to talking about incapacitation of the president or absence, actually the last part says, or whenever the president decides. And that seems to suggest to me that the president can decide at whatever. I mean, probably the Constitution itself needs to be clearer than that, but a plain reading says the president can also decide when his deputy acts. Doesn't the Constitution says when he decides? Now, the interpretation of the law is that when he is deciding, he's around, he's not absent, and he's not incapacitated. It is the president, you know, deciding I'm in the country, but the deputy will act on my behalf on the particular matters.
But is the law clear on that, saying that he only decides when he's in the country? Can he still not decide when he's leaving and do it? No.
When he's absent, it is already provided for. When he's absent, he has no decision to make. The deputy president becomes acting president. When he's absent, it is automatic. It is when he's in the country, he's present, but he decides. I mean, so and that is the difference.
What you're saying here is that does this article of the Constitution give him the powers? Does he have the powers to appoint anybody else apart from the deputy?
He cannot.
He cannot appoint.
It is only the deputy president.
But what would be the logic? What would be the logic of him appointing?
Being around.
Yeah, I mean, being around. I mean, it doesn't. I think it's really a point of argument.
When he gets bored, perhaps.
So the president can say, today I want to go, just leave.
Because what I heard the CIC chair say is that he was not under any constitutional obligation to appoint anybody in an acting capacity.
He cannot.
He was not. But when I talked to some judge who told me that actually he has the constitutional mandate to appoint. He can appoint anybody in an acting capacity. It doesn't have to be the the deputy president. So this is where I get confused. But that aside, as you say that you're not lawyers, my only problem is that
he's a lawyer.
Yes. My only problem is that the way we covered the whole thing, because that's why we still do not understand. Because we still did not understand whether he was within his constitutional right, or whether what he was doing was, I mean, he didn't have to do it. And the way we covered it, the way the media covered it is that we did not actually tell the people what it is about. We actually got caught up. And there was so much excitement. I remember I was watching all the channels, and I remember hearing some of our journalists saying like, oh, this is unprecedented. This is the first in Africa. I mean, Mandela used to do it all the time. In 1981, Reagan did it when he was shot. I mean, so this was not the first time. Oh, this is so unprecedented, so historical. All the other international media houses are going to pick this up. I watched CNN. I watched all this. I never saw any international media talk about it the way we were excited. We were so excited.